She snapped at me in front of her friends. You can't even satisfy me, let alone provide for me. I smiled, paid the bill for myself, and walked out. That night, she showed up crying, but my new girl opened the door. Okay, so my ex Kelsey and I dated for 7 months. I'm 26, she's 25. Things were good until about month 4 when she started acting weird about my job. I work logistics for a major distributor. I coordinate shipping routes for the Western region and make around $95K base plus quarterly bonuses. But whenever people asked what I did, Kelsey would say, he works in shipping, like I was loading boxes instead of managing million-dollar contracts. Last few months got worse. She started hanging with her college friends who all work at startups and marketing firms. Suddenly, I'm hearing, don't you want something more interesting? And my friend's boyfriend just got promoted to senior analyst. Friday night, she texts, dinner at Marcello's tonight. My friends really want to meet you. I show up, and there's Olivia with her boyfriend Justin, Amanda with boyfriend Sean, and Kelsey's friend Brittany. Everyone's dressed like a business conference. I'm in jeans because Kelsey said casual. The whole dinner feels like an interrogation. Justin talks about his marketing startup role. Sean discusses his fintech position. They ask about my job, and Kelsey keeps cutting me off. Daniel handles logistics, she says when Justin asks directly. Oh, supply chain stuff? Justin asks. Sort of, Kelsey says quickly. Anyway, Justin, tell Daniel about that campaign. This happens 3 times. Every attempt to explain my actual job gets redirected. Then Justin starts bragging about his new Tesla Model 3. Finally pulled the trigger. Life's short, got to enjoy it. Sean nods. Amanda and I are looking at downtown condos, stretching our budget, but it's an investment. Kelsey gives me this look. Must be nice having someone ambitious enough to invest in their future. Table goes quiet. Olivia checks her phone. Amanda studies her pasta. Some of us have careers with growth potential, Kelsey continues. Not just jobs where you stay in the same position forever. I got promoted twice last year, I say. Promoted to what? Senior box counter? Justin and Sean are trying not to laugh. Brittany looks horrified. Kelsey, what the hell? I'm being honest. You're comfortable, safe, but not exactly going anywhere exciting. I make more than most people at this table. It's not about money, Daniel. It's about ambition, drive. Justin's building something. Sean's making moves. You're just there. Then she says it loud enough for nearby tables to hear. You can't even satisfy me, let alone provide for me. Dead silence. A waiter stops mid-step. I count out $40 and drop it on my plate. Good luck with the rest of the bill. Daniel, wait. Hope Justin and Sean can cover my portion with all that ambition. I walk out. 20 minutes later, I'm home texting Brooke from my claims department. We've been flirting for weeks. Want to grab drinks? Long story. She responds instantly. Your place or bar? My place. I've got whiskey and a story. She shows up with Chinese takeout. An hour later, we're on the couch, 2 drinks in, laughing about the whole disaster. She said that in front of everyone? Brooke asks. Word for word. What an idiot. Then Brooke kisses me. Honestly, the first honest thing all night. We're making more drinks in the kitchen when the doorbell rings. 10:30 p.m. Brooke opens it. Kelsey's there. Mascara everywhere. Clearly been crying. Daniel, please, I need to... She stops seeing Brooke in my sweatshirt. Who the hell is this? Brooke looks back at me, then at Kelsey. I'm sorry. Who are you? I'm his girlfriend. Who are you? Ex-girlfriend? I call out. As of 3 hours ago, Kelsey pushes past Brooke. Daniel, please. I didn't mean it. I was just upset. Olivia's been in my ear about relationships and you decided to humiliate me in public. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Can we talk? She notices Brooke wearing my college sweatshirt. Eyes go wide. She's staring at Brooke like she's trying to place her face. Wait, I know you. Brooke freezes. Kelsey steps closer. You dated my roommate junior year. Madison. You cheated on her with her brother. Brooke's hand moves to the door. Kelsey's voice gets louder. Madison still goes to therapy because of you. And now you're here in my relationship doing the same thing. Brooke's face goes red. That was 4 years ago. Kelsey pulls out her phone. Madison sent me screenshots 3 weeks ago when she saw you working at Daniel's company. Said you target people in relationships. She starts typing fast. Brooke grabs for the phone. They wrestle and Brooke's sweatshirt rips. Kelsey breaks free and hits send. I just told Madison you're at this address right now, and when headlights flood through my window 30 seconds later, I know Madison drives a pickup truck and lives 6 minutes away. The engine's still running when Madison kicks open my front door. She's wearing flannel pajama pants and a gray tank top, no shoes, hair thrown up in the messiest bun I've ever seen. Her face is red and she's breathing hard like she ran here instead of drove. You, Madison says, pointing at Brooke. You absolute psycho. She's not yelling yet, but her voice is doing this shaking thing that's somehow worse than yelling, like she's trying really hard not to lose it completely. I knew you were working near Daniel, Madison continues, stepping into my living room. I warned Kelsey 3 weeks ago. I told her to watch out for you. Brooke backs up toward my kitchen. Madison, listen, this isn't— No, Madison interrupts. You listen. She pulls out her phone, scrolling fast with her thumb. You think I deleted everything? You think I just forgot what you did? She turns the screen toward me. It's a screenshot of text messages. The contact name at the top says Brooke, with a snake emoji next to it. The date stamp shows these are from 2 months ago. I lean in to read them. The messages are Brooke asking Madison questions. Like, super specific questions about me and Kelsey. What does Kelsey complain about most? Does Daniel ever seem frustrated with her? What do her friends think of him? Do they fight about anything specific? There's like 10 more messages in the same style. Brooke's basically interviewing Madison about my relationship. Madison keeps scrolling to show me more. Here, Madison says, stopping on one particular message. Her hand is shaking. Read this one out loud, Daniel. Brooke tries to grab the phone, but Madison yanks it back and holds it above her head. Read it, she says again. I take the phone from her. The message is from Brooke, dated exactly 8 weeks ago. It says, he's exactly my type. Just need to get her out of the picture. My stomach feels like it just dropped through the floor. I read it again to make sure I'm seeing it right. He's exactly my type. Just need to get her out of the picture. I look up at Brooke. What the hell is this? Brooke's face is red now. She crosses her arms. I was just venting to Madison. We were talking about guys, and I mentioned I thought you were cute, and we weren't friends. Madison cuts her off. You slid into my DMs out of nowhere. You pretended you were concerned about Kelsey. You said you worked with Daniel and wanted to make sure she was happy because you'd noticed some tension or whatever. I thought you were being nice. I didn't realize you were literally plotting to break them up. Kelsey's been standing there frozen this whole time. Now she's staring at Brooke like she's seeing her for the first time. Wait, Kelsey says slowly. You approached me at the company happy hour 6 weeks ago. Brooke doesn't say anything. She's just staring at the floor. Kelsey's voice gets louder. You came up to me at that bar. You introduced yourself, said you worked in claims with Daniel. You bought me drinks. You asked me like a million questions about his job. I remember this now. Kelsey came home that night and mentioned meeting someone from my department. Said she seemed nice. When I told you what Daniel actually does, Kelsey continues, you said, oh, so like logistics coordinator? You made it sound boring. I remember because I corrected you. I said no. He manages the entire Western region. He coordinates contracts worth millions of dollars. And you just nodded and said your ex was in a similar position and felt stuck there forever. Kelsey pulls out her phone, scrolling fast. And then you texted me after, she says, like the next day. Look, she shows me her screen. There's a whole text thread with Brooke. The first message is from 6 weeks ago, right after that happy hour. Brooke's saying how nice it was to meet Kelsey, how they should hang out again. Then, over the next few weeks, there's message after message. I read through them. Does he ever talk about bigger career goals? My ex was in a similar position, felt stuck there forever. Does Daniel ever mention wanting more? You seem like someone who needs a partner who's as driven as you are. Have you thought about what you want long-term? Do you see him growing into the kind of partner you need? Every single message is designed to make Kelsey doubt me, to make her feel like I'm not enough. I feel sick, like actually nauseous. This wasn't random. Brooke didn't just happen to show up tonight to comfort me. She's been working on this for weeks, months, maybe. Kelsey's hands are shaking as she scrolls. These messages, she whispers. I started doubting things I'd never questioned before. I was so happy with you, Daniel. I was so happy. And then Brooke started texting me all this stuff and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Her voice breaks. Every time Daniel did something nice, I'd remember one of these messages. Every time we had a good day, I'd think about what Brooke said about my ex feeling stuck. You planted all of this. Madison's looking at her phone again. Oh, it gets worse, she says. Way worse. She pulls up more screenshots. These ones are messages between Brooke and someone named Jess. Brooke didn't just ask me about you two, Madison says to me. She researched you, Daniel, like extensively. I look at the messages. Jess apparently works in HR at our company because she's sharing details she definitely shouldn't be sharing. He makes $95K base, Jess wrote in one message. Turned down a promotion to Dallas last year because he didn't want to relocate. Regional management position. Would have been $120K. Brooke's response makes my blood go cold. He chose staying comfortable over advancing. Exactly the angle I need. Another message from Jess. He's been in his current position for 18 months. Good performance reviews. Doesn't seem ambitious about climbing higher, though. Brooke, perfect. Comfortable and complacent. I stare at the screen. You researched my salary? My career decisions? My performance reviews? Brooke's arms are still crossed. She's trying to look defiant, but I can see her jaw clenching. People share information at work, Daniel. It's not illegal. You didn't just share information, I say. You used it against me. That word. Comfortable. That's what Kelsey said at dinner tonight. You planted that word in her head. Kelsey gasps. She's scrolling back through her messages with Brooke. Oh my God. You kept using that word. Look. She shows me her phone. In message after message, Brooke describes me as comfortable. Daniel seems comfortable where he is. Are you comfortable with comfortable? Don't you want someone less comfortable with staying still? I never thought of you that way before, Kelsey says, looking at me with tears in her eyes. I never once thought you were too comfortable or not ambitious enough. I was proud of you. I bragged about you. And then she started saying it, and I started believing it. Madison's still not done. She pulls up another screenshot. This one's a group chat. I can see the names at the top. Kelsey, Olivia, Amanda, Brittany, and Brooke. When did Brooke join your group chat? Madison asks Kelsey. Kelsey squints at the screen. Like a month ago? Maybe 5 weeks? Olivia added her. Right, Madison says. Olivia added her. Want to know why? She shows us another screenshot. It's messages between Brooke and Olivia from 6 weeks ago. Brooke's asking Olivia about Kelsey's friends, saying she wants to get to know Kelsey's circle better since they're becoming friends. Olivia seems hesitant at first, but Brooke's super friendly, and eventually Olivia adds her to the group chat. Now watch what happens, Madison says. She scrolls through the group chat history. Every single time Kelsey mentions me, Brooke responds, and every single response is negative. Kelsey writes, Daniel helped me move all my furniture to my new apartment today. Total lifesaver. Brooke responds, that's sweet. But don't you want someone who's moving up himself, not just moving furniture? The laughing emoji makes it seem like a joke, but it's not a joke. Kelsey writes, anniversary dinner tonight. 2 years with this guy. Brooke responds, that's amazing. Do you see a future where he's enough long-term? Kelsey writes, Daniel got me flowers just because. No special occasion. Brooke responds, aw, my ex did stuff like that too. Gestures are nice, but they don't equal growth, you know? Every happy moment, Brooke found a way to inject poison. Every good thing I did, she twisted into something inadequate. You infected everything, Kelsey whispers, staring at Brooke. Every good thing Daniel did, you made me question it. Every time I felt happy, you made me feel like I was settling. Madison keeps scrolling. And look at this. She pulls up a voice memo in the group chat. It's from yesterday afternoon. She hits play. Brooke's voice comes through the speaker, syrupy, sweet, and concerned. Hey, Kels, just wanted to check in before tonight. I know you've been feeling frustrated with Daniel lately. If those feelings come up at dinner, just be honest. Your friends deserve to know the real situation. And honestly, Daniel needs to hear it too. Sometimes public honesty is the kindest thing. It might feel scary, but your friends will support you. You deserve to be heard. The voice memo ends. The room is completely silent. Kelsey's face has gone white. She's staring at the phone like it might bite her. You gave me permission, she says quietly. I was so upset and confused yesterday. I was thinking about everything you'd said over the past month, all those doubts you'd planted. And then you sent me this and I thought I was being brave by being honest. She looks at me with tears streaming down her face. I wasn't going to say anything at dinner, she says. I swear to God, Daniel, I wasn't going to. I was just going to sit there and eat and make small talk. But then Justin started talking about his Tesla, and Sean mentioned the condo, and I felt all this pressure building up. And I remembered Brooke's message telling me it was okay to be honest, that my friends would support me, that you needed to hear it. Madison pulls up another screenshot. Oh, it gets even better, she says, her voice dripping with sarcasm. This one's from this morning. Messages between Brooke and Olivia. Make sure Kelsey sits between you and Amanda tonight. Brooke wrote at 10:47 a.m. We need her feeling supported when she finally says what she's been thinking. Olivia responded at 11:03 a.m. You really think she'll do it? Brooke at 11:05 a.m. I've been prepping her for 6 weeks. She'll do it. Just make sure Daniel sits across from her so she has to look at him when she says it. And make sure Justin talks about his Tesla. Sean should mention the condo. I already told Amanda to bring it up. Olivia at 11:08 a.m. This feels kind of manipulative. Brooke at 11:12 a.m. It's helping her see what she deserves. Daniel's a nice guy, but he's holding her back. She'll thank me eventually. The room goes completely silent. You can hear the fridge humming in my kitchen. Someone's car alarm is going off down the street. Nobody moves. You staged the whole thing, I finally say. My voice sounds weird, distant. The dinner, the seating arrangement, the conversation topics, all of it. Brooke shrugs. She actually shrugs. I suggested a dinner to Olivia. She's the one who planned it. Madison scoffs. You didn't suggest a dinner. You orchestrated a public humiliation. You told Olivia exactly where to seat everyone. You coached her on what topics to bring up. You even told her to make sure Daniel sat across from Kelsey so she'd have to look him in the eye when she destroyed him. She turns to Kelsey. Did you pick the restaurant? Kelsey shakes her head slowly. Olivia did. She said Marcello's would be perfect. Madison pulls up another message. Brooke suggested Marcello's to Olivia 3 days ago. Said the ambiance would make the conversation feel more important, more formal. Every single detail was planned. You told Olivia to invite Justin specifically because you knew he'd brag about his Tesla, I say to Brooke. You told Amanda to mention condo shopping. You probably even suggested what time to make the reservation. Brooke's jaw tightens. So what? Kelsey was already doubting. I just helped her see what was really there. What was really there? Kelsey shouts. I was happy. I loved him. No, you didn't, Brooke says coldly. You loved the idea of him, but deep down you wanted more. You wanted someone impressive, someone your friends would envy. I could see it every time you looked at Justin or Sean. You were jealous. I wasn't jealous, Kelsey screams. I didn't care about their stupid Tesla or their stupid condo. I cared about Daniel. Then why'd you say those things? Brooke asks. Why'd you humiliate him in front of everyone if you cared so much? Because you told me to. Kelsey's sobbing now, her voice breaking. You spent 6 weeks convincing me I was unhappy. You made me doubt everything. You gave me permission to say it. She turns to Madison, still crying. Show him the other message, the one from 2 days ago. Madison scrolls and finds it. She shows me the screen. It's a message thread between Kelsey and Brooke from Wednesday night, 2 days before the dinner. Kelsey wrote, I don't know. I just feel like something's missing, but I can't figure out what. Brooke responded, what's missing is ambition, drive. Daniel's a good guy, but he can't satisfy you emotionally or provide for you financially in the way you need, right? Kelsey wrote, I guess that's true. Brooke wrote, then that's what you need to say. Use those words. He can't satisfy you emotionally or provide for you financially. Be specific. He needs to understand. I stare at the message. Can't satisfy me. Can't provide for me. The exact words Kelsey said at the restaurant. You told her what to say, I say to Brooke. Word for word. You scripted it. Kelsey's holding her phone with both hands, staring at the screen. I didn't even realize. I thought those were my words, my feelings, but they were yours. She looks up at Brooke. You wrote the script, and I just performed it. Madison's shaking her head. This is actually insane. Like clinically insane behavior. Brooke finally drops the act. Her whole face changes. The fake concern, the sweetness, all of it disappears. What's left is cold. Yeah, okay, she says. I orchestrated it. So what? She looks right at me. I wanted you from the moment I saw you, and Kelsey didn't deserve you. She was already doubting the relationship. She was already comparing you to her friends' boyfriends. I just accelerated the inevitable. You created the doubts, I say. She didn't have them until you planted them. She had them, Brooke insists. Somewhere deep down. I just brought them to the surface. And honestly, I did you a favor. Now you know she'd humiliate you publicly the second her friends got in her ear about it. Better to find out now than 5 years from now when you're married with kids. Because you were the one in her ear, Madison yells. For 6 weeks straight, you manipulated her. I helped her see the truth, Brooke says calmly. Kelsey's staring at Brooke like she's never seen her before. Every negative thought I had about Daniel was you, she says quietly. The embarrassment about his job, the comparisons to Justin and Sean, the feeling that he wasn't ambitious enough. None of it was mine. You took me being happy and content, and you reframed it as settling. She turns to me, tears streaming down her face. Daniel, please, you have to believe me. I was manipulated. This whole thing, it wasn't me. It was her. I look at her. I want to believe her. Part of me does believe her, but the other part keeps hearing her voice at that restaurant. You can't even satisfy me, let alone provide for me. You still said those words, I tell her, in front of everyone. Manipulated or not, you chose to say them. You looked me in the eye and said them loud enough for other tables to hear. Kelsey's face crumples. I know, and I'm so sorry, but please understand. I don't know what to understand anymore, I interrupt. I don't know what was real and what was Brooke programming you like a robot. Kelsey flinches like I slapped her. Madison's still going through her phone. There's more, she says. You guys need to see this. She pulls up what looks like a job application. Brooke's name is at the top. The date is from 8 months ago. It's an application to work at our company, in the claims department. The position I saw her get hired for. You transferred here, Madison says to Brooke. You took a job you were way overqualified for, in a department you had zero interest in. Why? Brooke doesn't answer. Madison scrolls down to show the hiring manager's notes. Overqualified for this position based on resume. Has experience in senior analyst roles. Asked specifically about claims department. Enthusiastic about company culture. You applied specifically for claims, Madison says. Daniel's department. Why would someone with your experience take a step down to work in claims unless you had another motive? She pulls up more screenshots. These ones make my skin crawl. I went through your Instagram likes, Madison says to Brooke. From 9 months ago, you liked one of Kelsey's posts. A selfie she took at some rooftop bar. Daniel was tagged in the background. She shows me the photo. I remember that day. It was Kelsey's friend's birthday party. I'm barely visible in the background talking to someone. You'd never notice me unless you were specifically looking. That was 9 months ago, Madison says. 3 weeks after Brooke liked that photo, she applied to work at Daniel's company, in his department, in a position she was overqualified for. My mouth feels dry. You saw me in a photo on Kelsey's Instagram and decided to get a job at my company? Brooke's eyes are cold now. All the warmth from earlier tonight, the laughter on my couch, the easy chemistry, it's all gone. What's left looks almost reptilian. I saw you and knew we'd be perfect together, she says simply. So I did what I needed to do. You spent 8 months planning this, I say. I can hear my voice shaking. The job application, the friendship with Kelsey, researching my salary and career history, the 6 weeks of text messages, the group chat manipulation, tonight's dinner, all of it. Brooke tilts her head, and it worked. You felt it tonight, didn't you? The chemistry, the laughter, how easy it was. That wasn't fake, Daniel. That was us. That was you performing a character you spent 8 months studying, I say. You researched me like I was a term paper. You don't know me. You know facts about me. I know enough, Brooke says. I know you're too good for Kelsey. I know you deserve someone who appreciates you. I know we'd be amazing together. She tries to step closer, but Madison moves between us. You're delusional, Madison says. You're genuinely, clinically delusional. Brooke ignores her, looking past her at me. Daniel, listen. I did all this because I genuinely fell for you. Yes, I orchestrated things. Yes, I manipulated the situation, but the feelings are real. What you felt tonight on that couch, that was real chemistry. We'd be so good together. She reaches around Madison, trying to touch my arm. I jerk back like she's on fire. Don't touch me, I say. Brooke's hand freezes midair. You don't love me? I continue. You don't even know me. You love the idea of winning. You spent 8 months destroying my relationship because you saw me in a photo and decided you wanted me. That's not love. That's obsession. It's not obsession, Brooke insists. It's stalking, Madison interrupts. You stalked him. You got a job at his company to stalk him. You befriended his girlfriend to manipulate her into dumping him. That's literal stalking. Kelsey's been quiet this whole time, just standing there crying. Now she speaks up, her voice small. You became my friend, she says to Brooke. I trusted you. I told you things about my family, my insecurities, my dreams. I thought you cared about me. I did care, Brooke says. In my own way. No, you didn't, Kelsey says. You used me. Every vulnerable thing I told you, you used it to manipulate me. That's not true, Brooke starts to say. Yes, it is, Kelsey shouts. I told you I sometimes felt insecure about not having a more impressive career like Olivia, and you used that. You made me feel like I needed a boyfriend with an impressive career to make up for it. I told you I sometimes worried about the future, and you turned that into doubts about Daniel. Every single thing I confided in you, you weaponized. Brooke's face is hard now. You were already insecure. I just pointed it out. You exploited it, Kelsey says. There's a difference. Madison steps closer to Brooke. You need to leave. Now. Before I call the police. Brooke laughs. And tell them what? That I was too good at making friends? That you stalked Daniel? Got a job at his company under false pretenses? Manipulated your way into his girlfriend's life? And spent 2 months psychologically abusing her into dumping him? Madison says. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what I'll tell them. Brooke's smile fades. Get out, I say. My voice sounds steadier now. Both of you. Leave. Never contact me again. Daniel, please, Kelsey starts. Just let me explain. There's nothing left to apologize for, I interrupt. Because I'll never know what was real. Every doubt you had. Every cruel word. Every moment of embarrassment. I'll never know if that was actually you or just Brooke's programming. Tears are streaming down Kelsey's face, but I can't look at her anymore. The words you said tonight, I continue, about me not satisfying you, not providing for you. Maybe Brooke gave you the script, but you chose to say them. You looked me in the eye in front of all those people, and you chose to say them, and I'll never unhear that. I wasn't myself, Kelsey whispers. I don't know who yourself is anymore, I say, and neither do you. Madison grabs Kelsey's arm gently. Come on, my truck's outside. You can stay at my place tonight. Kelsey doesn't move at first. She's staring at me like she's waiting for me to change my mind. I don't change my mind. Finally, she lets Madison lead her toward the door. Brooke still hasn't moved. She's standing in my living room like she's calculating one more angle, one more manipulation, one more play. Then she sees my face and realizes there's nothing left to work with. The mask drops completely, and what's underneath is ugly. This isn't over, she says quietly. Yeah, it is, Madison says from the doorway. You'll regret this, Brooke says to me. You'll realize what you gave up. I already know what I gave up, I say. 8 months of my life to someone who spent that time being poisoned by a stalker, and 3 hours tonight with the stalker herself. I'm good on regrets. Brooke's jaw clenches. She grabs her purse from my couch and walks to the door. Before she leaves, she turns back. You felt something tonight, she says. You can lie to yourself, but you felt it. What I felt, I say, was relief that Kelsey was gone. What I felt was attraction to someone I thought was genuine. But you're not genuine. You're a performance. And now the curtain's down and I can see all the wires. Brooke stares at me for a long moment. Then she walks out. Madison's truck pulls away first with Kelsey in the passenger seat, still crying through the window. Brooke's car follows a minute later, her headlights sweeping across my living room wall before disappearing down the street. Then it's quiet. I sit on my couch in the silence. The Chinese food containers are still on the coffee table, some of the noodles dried out and stuck to the cardboard. Brooke's jacket is still draped over the back of my chair. I grab it and walk it to the trash can outside, dropping it in with the week's garbage. When I come back inside, I notice the whiskey bottle we were drinking from. 2 glasses on the counter. I pour both glasses down the sink and put the bottle back in the cabinet. Then I sit back down and just exist in the quiet for a while. My phone buzzes. Text from Kelsey. "Please, Daniel. Please just talk to me." None of that was me. You have to believe me. I block her number. Another text comes through from a number I don't recognize. This is Brooke. "I'm texting from a different number because I know you'll block me. Just know that I meant everything I said tonight. When you're ready to see clearly, I'll be waiting." I block that number too. Then I go through my phone and delete every photo I have of Kelsey. The selfies from our first date, the pictures from her birthday, the screenshot of a funny text conversation, all of it goes. I think about texting my friends to tell them what happened. But what would I even say? My girlfriend publicly humiliated me at dinner because my coworker spent 6 weeks gaslighting her into thinking I wasn't good enough. And also that coworker stalked me for 8 months and got a job at my company specifically to break us up. And I almost slept with her before finding all this out. Yeah, not texting anyone. I lie down on the couch and stare at the ceiling. The same ceiling I was staring at a few hours ago with Brooke, laughing about the disaster at the restaurant. Except it wasn't a disaster. It was a carefully orchestrated execution. I think about Kelsey sitting at that restaurant table, surrounded by her friends, with Brooke's words in her head like a script. Did she know? Some part of her, did she know she was being manipulated? Or did Brooke do it so smoothly that Kelsey genuinely believed those doubts were her own? I think about all those text messages. 6 weeks of slow poison. Does he ever talk about bigger career goals? You seem like someone who needs a partner who's as driven as you are. My ex was in a similar position, felt stuck there forever. Drip, drip, drip. Until Kelsey couldn't remember what it felt like to be happy with me without questioning it. And I think about Brooke, seeing me in the background of a photo 9 months ago and deciding I was hers. Applying for a job she was overqualified for. Spending 8 months watching, waiting, planning, befriending my girlfriend just to destroy her from the inside. The woman I was kissing on this couch a few hours ago. The woman I thought rescued me from humiliation. She was the architect of the whole thing. I feel sick again. I get up and go to the bathroom, splashing cold water on my face. When I look in the mirror, I barely recognize myself. I look exhausted, hollow. My phone buzzes again. Different number. I almost don't check it, but something makes me look. It's from Madison. "Just wanted you to know Kelsey's at my place. She's safe. She's a mess, but she's safe. For what it's worth, I believe she was manipulated. Brooke did a number on her. But I also understand if you can't forgive it. What she said was cruel, even if it wasn't really her saying it. Just wanted you to know she's not out driving around upset or anything." I type back, "Thanks for letting me know." Madison responds, "Brooke's legitimately crazy BTW. Like I knew she was bad news 4 years ago, but this is next level. Watch your back. She might not be done." I stare at that message for a while. Watch your back. She might not be done. I go around my apartment and check that all the windows are locked. The door has a deadbolt. I engage it. Then I sit back down on the couch and try to process everything that happened in the span of 4 hours. At 6:00 p.m., I was in a 7-month relationship, getting ready for dinner with my girlfriend and her friends. At 7:30 p.m., I was publicly humiliated and single. At 9:00 p.m., I was kissing someone new, feeling like maybe I dodged a bullet. At 11:30 p.m., I discovered the bullet had been custom-made for me 8 months ago by a woman who stalked me, destroyed my relationship from the inside, and manufactured every moment of tonight. I pick up my phone and scroll through my Instagram. I find Kelsey's profile and look through her photos from 9 months ago. There it is, the rooftop bar photo. Kelsey's in the foreground, smiling with a cocktail. I'm in the background, barely visible, just talking to someone at the bar. How long did Brooke stare at that photo? Did she zoom in on my face? Did she screenshot it? Did she show it to friends and say, "That's the one"? I navigate to Brooke's Instagram. She's private now, but I can see her profile picture. It's a professional headshot. She looks normal, pretty, successful. Not like someone who'd orchestrate an 8-month stalking campaign. I request to follow her just to see if she'll accept. She does within 30 seconds. Guess she's been waiting. I scroll through her photos. They're all normal. Brunch with friends, hiking photos, a vacation to Portland, her dog. Normal, normal, normal. Nothing that says, "I'm planning to systematically destroy a stranger's relationship because I saw him in the background of a photo." How many other photos like this exist? How many other people's Instagrams has she scrolled through, picking targets? Or was I special? Did something about me specifically trigger this? I close Instagram and open my work email. I search for Brooke's name. The first email is from 8 months ago. It's her introduction to the department. "Hi everyone, I'm Brooke. Just started in claims. Looking forward to working with you all. I remember that email. I remember replying with a generic, welcome to the team, response. Was that the moment she'd been waiting for? Her foot in the door? I search for more emails. There's a few project-related ones, a question about a client file, a request for a report, all normal work stuff. Then I find one from 6 months ago. She's asking if anyone wants to grab lunch. I didn't respond to that one. 3 other people did. Did she try to get close to me through work first? Did that fail? So she pivoted to Kelsey? I close my laptop. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep trying to trace back every moment, every interaction, trying to figure out when I became a target.